I cannot tell you my feeling. I would like to cry, I would like to love, laugh, of course, right? It's really a great day for me. Before I'm starting with a few words to my history, because I'm talking today only about the history, the future, whereas Bill McEwen belongs to Bill McEwen and his team, of course. So before I start to speak up a little bit about my history, I would like to say first, thank you to Bill McEwen for all his patience with me, because I'm a very difficult character, you can know, you can understand. So thank you very much for your patience, and I wish you from my heart all the best. Please take care about my beloved Amiga. So now I make some few notes about my history, because I'm so excited now. Forgive me, please. So I started my career in October 1982 with Commodore. First, I was responsible for the German subsidiary for purchasing and logistics. And then 4 years later, this was in 1986, I was responsible for purchasing and logistics for Europe. And then 4 years later, 1990, I was responsible for the worldwide logistics, and I reported to Mediali. And then, 1994, the bankruptcy came. This was my first highlight. Thanks, Mediali. So I was lucky. The company went into bankruptcy in May 1994. I was on the payroll of the German subsidiary. The German subsidiary was well organized, and I could stay without any work on the payroll until February 1995. In the meantime, Escom recruited me as a consultant. They would like to get the intellectual property of Commodore. Commodore at this time was Amiga on the one side and the PC on the other side. So I started in August 1994, and I'm fighting very hard in New York with the bankruptcy court. And last not least, on the 21st of April 1995, we got the intellectual property for $10 million. Escom was happy, and I was the president of Amiga Technology in Bensheim. There was another highlight on this bankruptcy case. There was the company called Dell, everybody knows, I think. They fought with Escom about the Commodore deal, but they couldn't get it. Escom was a little bit more prepared, and so the court decided to give it to Escom. Then I started to produce A1200 like a hell. But there was no material available, because after the bankruptcy, the plant of Commodore was in the Philippines. There were 3 banks. They fight it, and they locked all the material. And you know, Amiga is tailor-made, and without components, we couldn't make any production. So I went to the Philippines, and I negotiated with 3 banks, and last not least, we got a warehouse full of components in a condition which really was not the best one. But I ramped up in France a third party called Solectron, and they took the best components, so they promised me to get out the first 10,000 from this stock out of the Philippines. and they bought for another 90,000 material. The production could start. The first board of the Amiga A1200 popped really out of the production line on the 13th of September 1995. I really had tears in my eyes because I couldn't believe that this board is working. And the board only worked 10 minutes. But we found the failure, and then they ramped up the production, and they produced a total of 100,000 units of A1200. In the same year, this was on the 30th of October 1995, we launched the A4000, the new desktop, because the old Commodore has only the new tower, because the old Commodore, they have only the desktop available in Los Angeles. One of the highlights was, at this time, in my speech in Los Angeles, I would like to see that the new generation of the Amiga have the Power PC. So my wish was at this time to port the Amiga OS to the Power PC platform. I think this would be the right decision at this time, but unfortunately, my next highlight, another bankruptcy came. This was Escom. They got out of business. Now trouble starts. Second bankruptcy. All the employees we have had at this time, 40 employees, they disappeared immediately, of course, no salary. Except my two guys in Braunschweig. They stick to me, and we worked like a hell without any salary for 3 months. I convinced them, last not least, the bankruptcy court, that Amiga is something special. They said, yeah, we know, Mr. Tyschtschenko, you with your Scientology computer, you are something special. But fact was that I generated for them 9 million Deutschmarks, and so they was very happy to get this money, and I have had with my staff peace for the next buyer called Viscorp. There was a guy called Bill Buck. He was a very smart guy, he's still alive. He said, Petro, you know, you have so many inventory on stock. You have 80,000 A1200. Please sell them, give me the money, and then I buy the company. Okay. But the liquidator looked through this game very fast, and the only thing what I remember from him is Mr. Bill Buck, too much bills, no bucks. So we worked like a hell without a salary. My people said, Petro, we rely on you. We know we will make some money later on. I said, yes. And then God sent us a plane from the US again. There was two guys, anonym. One was a lawyer and one was a sales guy. And we negotiated a whole day about the price of Amiga. And then they told me on the evening, okay, we will make the deal. We are from Gateway. I said, great. And they bought me as well, not only the company. So then on the Gateway, you know the story, there was highlights. Jeff Schindler, he went into the valley, through the valley. We heard him speaking up many times. Then Jim Collins come, he put him out of the valley. But suddenly, after the show in London, he was fired. A dream was gone because I think Jim Collins was a very good guy. And I think that he was one of the guys which could drive Amiga in the future in the right direction. But it shouldn't be. So then I got a phone call in December from Mr. Bill McEwen. He said, Petro, I'm the new owner. I buy you as well. I have to tell you a lot of more highlights, of course, but I would like not to bothering you the whole night here. I really would like to write a book about all these experiences, and you will be amazed what stories you will find out about Mr. Mediali, about Mr. Schmidt, right? I served 21 years without not even one day unemployed for Commodore and Amiga. Thank you very much for your attention.
Kermit Woodall. Kermit, would you stand up? Kermit Woodall has been helping me, and he volunteered to do something which I think you're going to enjoy. So Kermit, he's got a video which is a tribute to Petro. Would you go ahead and play that, please?